Hey everyone, it's Jess from Maine, and I am super excited today because I made a mount for the universal rudder from Bixpy for the ORU Kayak, and I'm gonna go try it out in actual life. It looks like it's super stable, so we'll see what happens when I actually get it in the water. So I'm here at the launch. There's the lake and the inlet. My son and his girlfriend are coming, and I thought they might want to try these out also. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get the inlet out and put it in the water and see if this contraption actually works. Here is the universal rudder here. This is made by Vibe, and Bixpy sells this as a universal to hook up the motor. Now they recommend kind of like a skeg situation for the inlet, but I often kayak in water that is shallow and super rocky and full of weeds. So anyway, here is the contraption that I created. It's kind of whack, but it's gonna work. So the mounting post goes right in here. This has a little attachment here so that you can hook your bungee inside the cockpit and hook it to the tether that goes across the cockpit. I mounted a magnet and Velcro, so it's got a super duper magnet. I also glued one of these magnets inside the stern, like right where the fairing is of the inlet, and then I glued on a Velcro strip there. I put it on a spring so that as I'm paddling, if I hit anything, underwater rocks or dirt or whatever, it will just hinge out and not break the motor. Okay, so I ran a bungee. This is about a 36-inch bungee up through the cockpit and into the bulkhead. And then under here is where I have that magnet glued right under here. Okay, so you hook your bungee up to this little hook, and then you push that onto the magnet and onto the Velcro, like so. And then you have this hanging off of your fairing and your stern. Make sure your Velcros are good and tight here. Okay, so there she is, all rigged up. So I don't have a steering mechanism yet, and I'm just trying this to make sure that this block will stay on. But so I just put a bungee there to the steering, just to hold it in place, and basically it's going to work like a skeg instead of a rudder, but until I get the steering, then that's what we're going to do. So then I come down here, I've got the bungee there to secure that, and then here's the pull rope for lifting the rudder. So before I launch, I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll be on our way. Alright, there's the rudder pulled up with the pull string, and I'm about to launch. Okay, the whole point of this experiment is so that I can use Bixpy when I'm going on extended kayak trips. So here you go. There is the rudder tipped up, and I am about to try it for the first time. There it goes. And now it's down. Now I'm gonna try and paddle with it. Okay, I definitely am gonna have to try this again because my bungee that I was using for the steering popped off and it did not track well at all. It feels a little weird not using it with, using it without the steering, in that it doesn't kind of like, usually the inlet feels like it's one with you, and with the rudder without the steering, it feels like it's just pulling you in each direction, which, I mean, it's kind of what it does, right? So I look forward to trying it with the steering and the motor and see how we go. And back where we started, overall, I'd say this experiment was fairly successful, even though it didn't quite work the way I thought it would tonight. I think with the steering and the motor, it would work great. Yeah, we'll see what I do.